Welcome to Firehouse Service Specials and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome to Firehouse Chefs, everybody out there. Thanks for joining us on our third episode of FHC Radio. With us today, I am joined by Chef Don to my left. Thank you, Chef Don, for being here again.
My pleasure.
And today we're privileged to actually have Chef Joey in the house from San Diego County. So, Joey, thank you very much for being on FHC Radio tonight.
You got it. My pleasure. Happy to be here.
So a little bit later in the show, we will actually discuss a little bit more in depth about Chef Joey's role with Firehouse Chefs and kind of get into a lot of the inspiration behind what we do with our dishes, our food truck, our recipes. So that'll be a fun part of the show.
Looking forward to it.
And we do have some great guests today on FHC Radio. We do have our own chef, Kim. She's probably going to murder me if I don't get this right. But Castells from Firehouse Chefs. She is actually our resident pastry chef. And we're very, very excited to have Chef Kim with us today. We also are going to have from the California Professional Firefighters, Carol Wills, who is the media director. And he'll be joining us shortly. And Carol Wills represents the California Professional Firefighters. They're a state of California organization that serves tens of thousands of firefighters here in California, and they're kind of the state equivalent to all the different union locals throughout the state of California. So he's going to be discussing the statewide firefighter safety stand down that took place today in California. And that was just in remembrance, basically, of what just took place in Arizona. So we will start off this show with a moment of silence for the 19 firefighters that lost their lives near Prescott, Arizona on Sunday. Unfortunately, that hit the Firehouse Chefs family very, very hard with Kevin Wojak, 21 years old, from Orange County, California, being one of the firefighters that lost their lives. And Kevin actually worked for Firehouse Chefs, and we've had a close personal relationship with Kevin and the Wojak family. So this really, really hurts. It really hits home. Firefighters, obviously, they go into harm's way. We know what we do and what we can potentially face every time that we go to work. But when you see it happen, and when you see it happen to somebody that's so young and so incredibly motivated and that has done nothing but pursued a career in firefighting, and also to basically follow in the footsteps of his dad, Joe, it makes it incredibly hard. So to the Wojak family, we love you, we support you, and we're incredibly sorry for your loss. So we wanted to actually just take a moment of silence for Kevin and the other 18 brave members of the Granite Mountain Hotshots in Arizona that lost their lives on Sunday. Let's just pause. Okay, for those of you that are watching right now via the RantRadioNetwork.com or FirehouseChefs.com, as you know, you can actually watch and see FHC Radio. So on your screen, we actually had a shot of a picture of Kevin Wojak that we just had up there. And I believe we actually have our first caller that's on hold right now, and this is Mr. Carol Wills. And Carol is actually busy with some other business at hand, so we want to go ahead and get to his phone call. Carol, are you there? Welcome to FHC Radio.
Thanks. Thanks for having me, and thanks for the moment of silence. That was really nice.
Oh, not a problem. We really appreciate you being here, and it's obviously a very hard time right now for the fire service, and as you probably heard, for us here in the Firehouse Chefs family, it definitely hit hard, and with our brother Kevin losing his life, and obviously his dad Joe Wojak, who is a captain for LA County Fire. It's just it's an incredibly hard time, but as you know, firefighters stick together during these times and show an incredible amount of support for one another, and that's why I thought it was very important to have you on and representing the California professional firefighters and what you guys are specifically doing to get the word out about safety for all of us, and any sort of the funds that have been set up that can help the families of the fallen firefighters.
Yeah, and you're right, Eddie. Obviously, community very hard. This is the largest loss of life in a single incident since 9/11, and in a wildland incident in California or anywhere, it's the most extensive loss of life since 1933, Griffith Park fire in 1933. So these sorts of tragedies are fortunately, thankfully, less commonplace than they've been in the past, thanks to the attentiveness and the focus that has been on safety over the course of the years. But obviously, when something like this, it's just it's just kind of a sad reminder of the risks that firefighters face every day. And one of the things that it calls to mind, obviously in California, we know that the type of wind-blown, dangerous fire that caused these deaths, they've already been fairly commonplace in our state. It's been an early fire season already. Fires are running about 6 or 7 times the acreage has been burned this year to this point as had been burned last year. So the drought conditions have made California really kind of a tinderbox, and the entire fire service in the aftermath of what happened in Arizona felt it was important to come together and just take a moment to remind each other about, in particular, wildland safety. Municipal departments send strike teams out to wildland incidents. It's not just the wildland firefighters that are going out to these things, and so it was felt that it would be very important for the entire fire service to see, just to kind of be reminded about what's about what can cause you to be entrapped, what can cause entrapment in an incident, just the general situational awareness. And so CalEMA and the fire chiefs, CPF, the CSFA, and the various state agencies all came together and encouraged a safety stand down, which we saw a good response. Just to kind of go through, basically, it's just some training, just a little bit of extra classroom time, standing down to spend a little bit of extra time in the classroom to go over the curricula on entrapment and situational awareness, so that they understand. They're still investigating exactly what happened in Arizona, but we know that the circumstances are going to be the same, and so it was important to the entire fire service to kind of get that message and understand that. And fortunately, at CPF, as partners with the State Fire Marshal and the Joint Apprenticeship Committee, we were able to get the word out to the fire service and post this classroom material under our wildland firefighter safety protocol that the Joint Apprenticeship Committee has done. So you can find that at www.cffjac.org, and I know there are firefighters out there, particularly municipal firefighters, that are out on strike teams, and everybody gets trained, but it never hurts to take another look at what you need to do in those situations.
Right, and that's an outstanding point. I actually I have a background in wildland firefighting before going to the municipal department that I'm at now, and the two people that I'm joined with here, Joey and Chef Don, they both work in San Diego County that has obviously a ton of interface, just like the rest of California does. So it's a huge issue, and whether you work for a municipal or a wildland agency, we're literally all in it together.
Right.
Carol, before we get to a break, and I know you are pressed for time working on some other projects, go ahead and let the folks know also how they can give to the correct funds that have been set up for the firefighters, or what you're recommending, where people can go to get that sort of information.
Well, actually, the United Phoenix Firefighters Association joined with the Prescott Firefighters Charities to create a 501c3 fund that actually is dedicating, is handling donations to the families. The Prescott Firefighters Charities has been in existence for some time, and it's something that the local union and the local department collaborate on as a way to generally sort of a firefighters relief fund, and United Phoenix Firefighters got together with them to create this fund through Chase Bank. So there is a United Phoenix Firefighters Association account, and the account number is 987218757, and you can indicate in your contribution that it should be directed to the families of the fallen firefighters killed in the Yarnell Hill fire.
Okay.
There is a number to call, and let me give you that phone number: 602-277-1950. And we also have this information posted at the California Professional Firefighters website, www.cpf.org. And also, just to pass along, we just found out today that and I know that this is one of the things that, as you mentioned, the fire service, they take care of their own, and a lot of times when we have these tragedies in California, firefighters come from all over the nation to pay their respects, and we just got word that there is going to be a public ceremony in Prescott Valley, Arizona, on the 9th of July at 11 o'clock. Firefighter with firefighter honors, the sorts of things that we do as a profession to kind of honor and respect our fallen, and we'll be posting that information as well at www.cpf.org. But it's at the Toyota Center in Prescott Valley, Arizona.
Okay.
July 9th at 11 a.m. And I know that the stations will.
Yeah, we're coming up on a break, Carol. If you can't hang on for another segment, we really appreciate your time, and we'll make sure that everybody is directed over to the CPF website and also firehousechefs.com and or our social media for that information.
And Bob,
thank you for your time.
Bob, please hang on to line 2. We'll get with you just as quick as we can.
You're listening to FHC Radio on the Rant Radio Network. Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
Wow, y'all listening to Rant Radio Network. Unpredictably entertaining. Wow.
All right, parents, if you have kids in sports, then you need to listen to Kids in Sports with Coach Mike every Tuesday from 9 to 11 on the Rant Radio Network. We'll be talking softball and much more. Help your kids succeed. Teach first, win later. Coach Mike here. We'll see you on Tuesday in the Rant Radio Network.
Dirty Truth Radio Show, where we'll be talking about relationships,
marriage,
how to have sex,
dating,
first dating,
what not to do while dating.
Why middle-aged women are very easy.
Don't talk about sex on the first date.
Why shouldn't you?
Don't say X about on the first date.
Why religion should never be mentioned.
And demasculating.
And demasculating men.
Alpha males.
And alpha male. Why women love alpha males but won't admit it.
Yes, we do.
On to
You're listening to What Honesty Feels Like with Christine Sawicki, that airs every Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch us on rantradionetwork.com. If you're one of the most successful people in the world, I want to talk to you. I want to know how you got there, where you're going, and who you're giving back to. So call me at 855-969-7268 and check in with me, the most successful people in the world.
A home is the biggest investment in most people's lives. Buying or selling should be a positive experience.
Whether you want to be a wealthy real estate investor or just trying to find a place to call home. At AJR & Associates, we focus on the client's needs.
We understand the market better than most. Let us bring the value to you and make the right choice.
AJR & Associates, making your dream house a reality. Call us today for a free consultation at 562-842-7149. Or you can log on to www.agrrealtors.com.
With a track record of great results, bringing knowledge, wisdom, and expertise to you. Hablamos español.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome back to FHC Radio, everybody out there. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and joined with Chef Don and also Chef Joey. Today's in the house. Remember, you can call our show at 855-969-7268, and hopefully you're watching us on the rantradionetwork.com or also firehousechefs.com. And you can also, I think there's a podcast, right, Chef?
That's correct.
Yeah, a podcast of our show. And once today's show actually airs, you can watch it the following day on YouTube. The shows are actually archived, and then the Rant Radio Network also has an archive of FHC Radio. So you can always go to rantradionetwork.com and then just click on FHC Radio and make sure you get caught up on all these wonderful shows.
Okay, Chef, before you introduce our sister chef, we do have a caller on line one, and it is Bob calling back.
Okay, let's go ahead and get to Bob.
You're on, Chef.
Bob, welcome to FHC Radio. Are you there?
Yeah, how you guys hear me over there?
We hear you loud and clear, buddy. How are you?
Oh, great. It's great to talk to you guys. I'm a big fan of Firehouse Chefs. I just want to tell you guys, I follow you guys on Facebook. I love your spices, your recipes. I use your recipes all the time, and I really enjoy them.
Oh, thank you, Bob. Are you a firefighter by chance?
Yes, I'm a firefighter here in Northern California.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm also a chef, and I've been really inspired by you guys, and even your food truck business that you've been doing. You know, I've tried some of your food. I was lucky enough to go down south to Southern California and actually have some of your food down there out of your food truck, and I was really impressed, and it inspired me to get something going up here.
Wow. As far as what, are you interested in seeing Firehouse Chefs come to the Bay Area? Is that what you're saying, Bob?
Well, yeah, I'm definitely interested in that. And, you know, I'm just, I just love your guys' recipes, and, you know, just a big fan of everything you guys are doing.
We totally appreciate that. Yeah, hopefully, if you listen to today's show, actually, as soon as we get off the phone with you, we're going to interview Chef Kim, who is our resident pastry chef and a great addition to the Firehouse Chefs team. So who knows? We might have some of Chef Kim's pastries all over supermarkets.
All right. Sounds good.
So we appreciate it. Well, what are you cooking in your neck of the woods, or what are some of the the dishes that you're known for?
Well, I've been using a lot of you guys' spices and stuff, and I've been trying to get into a lot of smoking and briskets and just smoking different meats and kind of the southern cooking.
Okay.
Just trying to bring that to California.
That's very cool. And in fact, today's one of the topics today, alongside with pastries, is barbecue and grilling. Obviously, the Independence Day is tomorrow, the 4th of July, and we just wanted to go ahead and discuss some of those things. A lot of people are going to be out there doing that this weekend, and that's very, very cool that you're out there smoking. We actually have some different wood chips here, and we're going to go over some barbecue nomenclature and the use of the tools.
That'd be great.
Yeah, and hopefully, don't burn yourself down at the station, right, Bob?
Oh, absolutely. You got it, man.
You don't work for Cal Fire, do you?
What, for Cal Fire? No, I don't work for Cal Fire. Nothing wrong with that, but no, I don't work for Cal Fire.
Hey, Bob, This is Chef Don. I want to thank you for calling into the show. We really appreciate it. Stay in touch. If you're interested in the Firehouse Chef family, get a hold of Chef Eddie Sell sometime after the show. I know he's going to be busy this week, but next week, call him and talk to him about some of the opportunities that we have. And brother, be safe out there, all right? This fire season is looking pretty nasty. We want you to keep cooking.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Bob, for the support.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hopefully someday, Chef Eddie, I could meet you and be able to shake your hand.
Well, if you can only be so lucky, we'll see.
Whoa, Chef Joy, what do you think about that comment?
Yeah.
All right.
Hey, thank you, Chef Bob.
Just one question. Is it prerequisite? Do I need to get a tat before I meet you?
Yes,
no.
you do.
Well, it depends who you ask, I guess. Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay.
Chef Kim has tattoos. Wow. All right. No, thank you so much, Bobby, for the phone call. We really, really appreciate it. And, stay safe out there. And please continue watching the show. Thank you.
All right, I will. Thanks a lot, guys.
Okay, have a great evening. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right. Chef Kim. Can you, I don't know, is your mic on?
Can you hear me?
No, step up. Get closer to the mic.
Hello?
Kim, check this mic here and see if that one's on.
Well, that sounds like it's on.
Yeah, that sounds like it's good.
Hello?
No, I don't know. We
This
might be having some tap on it. Tap on the mic there. Nope.
Yeah, do it again. That one's sounding hot. Talk into it again.
Chef Kim here?
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to
Lean.
Yeah, lean into it.
No
so,
problem.
welcome, Chef Kim, to FHC Radio.
Thanks
it's so
for
nice to
having
have
me,
you.
Chef.
Of course. And Chef Kim is actually she's our newest member of our team, and also a pastry chef. So we love having her on board, and we've already had some trials and tribulations out there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. So it's been nice having her join the team, and it's definitely expanding some of our capabilities out there in the catering and culinary world. So why don't we just start off with a little bit of introduction about yourself, Kim, and your culinary background.
Okay. Well, I moved to New York in 2009 to attend the French Culinary Institute, and I actually took the classic culinary arts program. So not only did I learn pastry, I also learned all types of every station, saucier, all types. So I know a little bit more than just pastry. I can hop on the grill.
We should have some pictures of Kim actually as we're interviewing you. Hopefully we can get some pictures up on the screen here shortly. There we go.
Oh yeah, that's my graduation
nice
day.
Oh, she did graduate.
Yep.
I graduated in 2009.
Okay. So as we're going through these pictures, you can continue telling us about your background and some of the things that took place in culinary school while you were in New York City.
Culinary school was amazing. I always had an interest in food, but as soon as I got to New York and I met all different types of people, there was people it was an international place, so I got to meet all types of people, and that's when I really became a foodie. And we got to go out to all different restaurants in New York, and I got to go to Stone Barns in Tarrytown. That was probably my favorite experience, to go to the farm and restaurant. The farm-to-table experience was awesome.
Okay.
But I kind of found my niche once I came back here. My brother-in-law, who's a fireman, Chris Parker, he actually got me my first job when I came back to California. So he also actually hooked me up with you, and that's how I got this job too, which was awesome once we met.
That worked out really, really well.
Really well. So thanks, Chris.
So on the screen right now, we're actually looking at some of your pastries that you've done. And how did you kind of decide that you really enjoyed the pastry side of cooking?
I just love baking. I love working with flour and chocolate. It's a heck of a lot more fun, than other things. I like to get my hands dirty. And up there in the top left corner, oh, it's gone.
It might scroll through again.
There it is.
There. Oh yeah, that's some chocolate work I did. That's filled with caramel, and then I was gonna go ahead and cover it with some more chocolate. And the bottom one on the left is for a baby shower. So I did a little baby carriage cookie, and then chocolate goat cheese ganache, a raspberry coulis, and then a little fruit tart on the bottom.
That sounds delicious. And you brought some pastries for us to look at today.
I did. I brought some macaroons.
Perfect. So
and made them fresh today.
We'll be able to, after the next break, we'll be able to kind of go into some of those and not only look at them, but taste them.
We get to eat them?
Yeah.
we just don't get to look at them. We get to eat them, too?
You get to eat them, Joey
Outstanding.
Yeah, well, eating them Joey style could get rather messy. You know what I mean?
Some of those flavors might contrast a little bit.
And we need we'll be able to dive into that a little bit later too, as far as giving Joey and his introduction a little bit more of the background that it deserves. I said a little bit because this is a rated PG, I guess.
Yeah,
show?
yeah. We want to keep that.
We want to keep it PG.
Yes, please.
Children are listening.
Yeah. At least NC-17.
So as far as what do you really hope to do with your culinary career, as far as like your baking and just your pastries? Where would you like to see some of these things end up besides catering for us, of course?
Well, I definitely want to cater for you guys, but ultimately I would love to own my own bakery.
Nice.
There was this one place I went to in New York. It was a coffee, wine, and chocolate shop.
Oh, wow.
And it was all like upscale, nice things. And I'm just like, why don't we have that type of stuff out here?
Mm-hmm.
And we really need to. Something like that I think would be really cool.
Right. No, I agree. Chef Don, did you have any questions for her?
But besides getting into the baking when you were in culinary school, what other part of culinary school really grabbed you? I mean, what was...
I have an answer for this. I really like butchering. That was my favorite section of everything when I got to butcher a lamb leg.
Nice.
It was
Joey,
the
don't go
coolest
there.
thing ever. Steam butchering.
Kind of scary.
I really like that stuff.
No wonder you wanted to be on the food truck when we catered Dexter. That's all making sense right now.
Many reasons for that. Yeah.
Right. So butchering, and we kind of started down that road a little bit last episode.
Yes, we did.
With Chef Matt Briggs from Mastro's, and we were going over some of the cuts. And then, as you know, every week here on FHC Radio, we're going to kind of dive into a different topic and spend some time and at least introduce everybody to some of those different things that they don't get to see every day.
Right.
Yeah.
It's
so
really
it's a lot
cool
of fun.
Stuff to see.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, chefs, we're coming up on a minute left, so we should probably wrap this up, go to commercial break.
Hold your horses, Chef Don. We got 55 seconds.
Yeah,
You're trying to kick you off already, Kim.
The director is having a stroke in there.
No, he's saying keep going. Alrighty. So why don't we kind of get into what you're going to show us when we get back from the commercial break?
Okay.
So what is it?
Oh, I brought some green tea macaroons. I made them fresh today.
Nice.
And it was also something that we had at the wedding that we catered
was a
last
hit?
weekend. Those were a big hit.
Yeah, we literally saw Kim's food absolutely disappear.
Yeah.
Between the sweet and savory offerings that we had, I never saw anything like it.
I saw a tray go out and then an empty tray come right
Yeah.
back, and that's always the best feeling. It's very rewarding
definitely.
when you see that it's all gone.
Yeah, people were definitely happy with the diversity of the menu that we were able to pull off, and especially with obviously limited resources. So
Definitely.
now we are
in hot heat
coming up on our commercial. So when we come back, we will look at Kim's wonderful pastries and talk a little bit more about her career. You can call us at 855-969-7268. You're listening to FHC Radio on the Rant Radio Network. Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
News in America. Tonight's headline story, Rant Radio Network. Miss the show? That's okay. You can catch it 24 hours a day. This just in. Want your own radio show? Call us at 855-969-RANT. That is 855-969-7268. And you'll become the headline.
We are the Three Guys Rant
with Arvin, Mike, and Phil.
Coming to you on the Rant Radio Network every Monday from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can call us at 855-69 The Three Guys.
It's not The Three Guys. This is why you should turn in, because one has Tourette's. The other one's illiterate.
You really should listen in. You never know what's going to happen.
855-69-3-GUYS. G-U-Y-S and the number 3, not the.
Faces for radio, voices for the deaf.
Look forward to talking to you.
Hey, I'm audio candy. I don't know about you guys.
Hey, bro, this is a good game. You know what would make it better?
What, bro?
A michelada.
A michelada? What's a michelada?
A michelada is somewhere in the middle of a Mexican Bloody Mary and a Mexican margarita.
Oh, I got you covered, bro.
You got a cup in your pocket?
No, sir. I got my pocket-sized michelada. Mucho macho michelada.
Pocket size?
Pocket size, so you can take it with you anywhere you go.
Where'd you get that at?
At the nearest convenience store, and you can also buy it at muchomachomichelada.com.
You know what would make it better? After we get drunk, if they had a line we could call.
We can call their drunk line. You can leave a message and then log on to the site and listen to your stupidity afterwards.
What's that number?
It's 855-MICHE-69.
What's that number again?
855-MICHE-69.
Awesome. Mucho macho michelada.
Hi, I'm Aaron Michael Sanchez.
And I'm Kelly V. Dolan.
And we are excited to announce our show Live with Aaron and Kelly is on Rant Radio Network. What do we talk about on our show, Kelly?
We talk about everything from entertainment to business and tech, and we have a few laughs in between.
That's right. Go check us out on rantradionetwork.com. That's rantradionetwork.com.
Check it out.
What's up, guys? Sports Guru
and Bud Knocker
from the Sportscast, Wednesdays, 12 to 2 Pacific on Rant Radio Network.
We got everything you need to know about sports. We got all the latest video highlights. We got You Got Knocked the Fuck Out. We got Bonehead of the Week. We're talking sports, drinking beer, and having a good time.
If you missed the show, go to rantradionetwork.com and listen on demand. So check us out every Wednesday, 12 to 2 on Rant Radio Network.
You're listening to What Honesty Feels Like with Christine Sawicki that airs every Tuesday from 8 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can catch us on rantradionetwork.com. If you're one of the most successful people in the world, I want to talk to you. I want to know how you got there, where you're going, and who you're giving back to. So call me at 855-969-7268 and check in with me, the most successful people in the world.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride.
You're up, Chef.
Welcome back to FHC Radio. I'm your host, Eddie Sell. We're joined tonight by Chef Don, also Chef Joey, and Chef Kim is in the house, our resident pastry chef. So, Kim, let's just get back to where we were, which was about to devour those green tea macaroons that you brought. So, macaroons seem to be very, very popular right now.
They are.
You know, it seems to be kind of like the in thing to request at a party or catering or whatever.
It's the new craze besides cake pops, yes.
Right. And are you kind of seeing either of those kind of go away, or are they kind of here to stay for a little while?
I think they're here to stay.
Okay.
Macaroons will just be a classic forever, of course, but those cake pops, I just keep getting orders and orders for those.
Yeah. So why don't you describe what we're looking at? If you guys are actually watching us right now on firehousechefs.com or the rantradionetwork.com, you can actually see these lovely green tea macaroons that Kim made. But for those people that can't see, she's going to describe them.
Okay. Do you want me to explain how I made them or
Yeah,
anything?
just talk about what a macaroon is for people that aren't, too familiar with them.
Okay.
And then just how you made them.
French macaroons, you always start with egg whites, and you'll whip that with some sugar till it gets to a stiff peak. And I always like to add a little bit of cream of tartar for some stabilizing effect. So after that, I would do little rings on one side of parchment paper about 1 inch apart, so they're very small, and then you'll flip that paper over, and then you'll pipe your little macaroons once you mix your almond flour and your powdered sugar in there. You'll pipe them into those perfect little circles, and then you actually have to let them dry out for an hour, and then you can bake them at a pretty low temperature, about 280 for a little bit, and they'll rise, and then they'll cool, and you can do either a buttercream, which is what I did today. I did a green tea buttercream on the inside, and you can do chocolate ganache or jam or really any flavor you want. So that's what I did today. And would you guys like to try some?
Of course, of course. Ladies first.
Oh, hey. Isn't it, it's because I'm the prettiest in the room. You don't have to start throwing jabs. Excluding the ladies,
Thank you.
Yeah, I won't.
So what's the purpose of
I won't
using
go
the almond flour instead of like some AP?
It's
Is
made
it just
from
personal
almond
choice?
flour.
Is that just your...
French macaroons is traditionally almond flour,
Okay.
yeah. That's where you'll taste the almond. Definitely.
Very good.
Excellent.
Very, very good.
I'm not sure I tasted the almond. I might have to try another
No.
one.
You need to step into the mic a little bit, Chef. Very, very good, Kim.
Thank you.
Now, what are some of the more popular flavors right now that that you get asked to do, or that people, are kind of into?
Lately, I've been getting a lot of lemon, raspberry, cream cheese type orders.
Okay.
Mostly, that's a big hit. I think it's nice and cool for the summertime.
Okay. And I'm looking at our clock right there, and I'm just wondering if that's correct, guys. No? Okay, they're saying no. We're okay on time. So sometimes in this FHC studio, you never know what's going to happen, but that's why we're feeding our crack engineering team with some wonderful macaroons by Kim.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, you already kind of talked about what you'd really like to do. You definitely want to at one point have your own bakery, and hopefully it says, something to do with FHC, of course.
I would love that.
Yeah, and what's great is having Kim on our team. On episode 1, Michael Poole up in Seattle called, obviously, and has his hot chocolat business up there.
And he does macaroons too.
He does macaroons, and what's cool is all this is kind of tying together for a lot of things that as time goes by, the Firehouse Chefs team is going to unveil, and it's a lot of fun having you guys on board. It's great.
It's been great from the start. Every single person here has welcomed me like family, so I'm very grateful to be working with you and everyone else.
Oh, well, thank you very much. We're happy to have you as well. And I know you were actually kind of excited. Earlier in the show, we didn't really have that much of an opportunity to kind of dive into Mr. Bartuka's role with Firehouse Chefs. And I think there's that Star Wars movie that's called The Phantom Menace. So there might be that associated with him, but Chef Kim was excited because she was like, I get to meet Joey style, So we'll actually just, before we kind of segue into our barbecue and grilling segment, let Chef Joey just kind of talk about Joey style, where that, how I basically bestowed that honor upon you.
It was quite an honor. It was. I felt like I got knighted into the Firehouse Chefs community. Basically, just when everything was really starting to formulate with the food truck, Eddie came to me and he said, "Hey, I really want to. We're developing a menu, and I really want to have something that really showcases all of our, especially the intricate members of the Firehouse Chef community, and I want to have something with your name on it." So, really drew from, my Italian background and how much I love to cook Italian food, and came up with a Joey style slider, which is phenomenal. And it's working on the food truck. It's one of the it's pretty versatile, and you can combine a lot of different proteins with it, and it's Eddie's creation, just my name on it, but it's inspired by my devilishly good looks and the Italian background, and it's definitely it's a honor to be a part of it and to see my name up on there. And whenever you look at a Firehouse Chef's menu, I know I'm a part of that, so it's very cool.
And we know what the devilish good looks, can get you in life. I think everybody saw probably a couple weeks ago the Miss America pageant, maybe.
Oh,
yeah. So
I'm a little bit sharper than that.
Anyhow, yeah, we're very happy, and we haven't really spent a lot of time on the Firehouse Chef's menu yet because we have had a lot of great topics and great guests. But we do on our food truck here in Los Angeles. offer these different style upgrades that we call them. So basically, when people order the delicious slider options of carne asada, seared ahi, portobello mushroom, or chicken, they're able to offer or upgrade to these different styles, Joey being one of them. So Joey style would be mozzarella cheese, caper aioli, and basil along with the tomato, so fresh basil. So it's that, obviously, that Italian touch. And then we also have El Jardín style, and that's in the memory of Jeff Harden, who is a captain here in Southern California, and he actually designed our Firehouse Chefs logo, and he'll be appearing on a future show. I think they might be listening to us in Long Beach at a fireworks show that they're putting on, and we actually ended up giving them a lot of our Stinky Mike garlic sauce to do tater tots, and that's one of the things that they're serving down at the Long Beach Yacht Club tonight. So Firehouse Chefs contributed to that as well. So that's what we do. We work together in many different ways, and we try to help people out, whether it's donating our time, our cooking talents, or obviously anything that we can do. And that's actually, it's kind of a good time for us to mention one of the things that we have been talking about in the aftermath of Kevin Wojak's passing. I would really like to see us, Firehouse Chefs is going to move forward in creating a scholarship in Kevin Wojak's name, and it's actually the first scholarship the Firehouse Chefs LLC, our company, has come up with. And so it's truly near and dear. And that's going to be so it can help young adults actually go to culinary school or, a fire service career, that of their choosing, since that happens to be our world, here with Firehouse Chefs. So that's very exciting, and there's going to be a lot more information as time goes on with that. So again, and in future shows, we'll be able to talk a little bit more about our different styles. And if anyone out there ever has questions about the Firehouse Chefs food truck menu, what we do out here in Southern California, you can always call us at 855-969-7268, or ask any other questions for the chefs that are on the panel, or Chef Kim if you have a baking question. I actually hate baking because there's a lot of measuring and all that stuff involved, and I don't cook that way. People that have seen me cook know that it's I don't measure. I just know. Right?
That's right. That's right.
So
taste as you go.
But as we move into our next segment, we are going to talk about some barbecue and grilling related topics. Tomorrow is Independence Day, the 4th of July. A lot of people are out there, and I know Kim loves to barbecue as well. So you're obviously going to stay put. Okay. And you're going to add to the conversation. But we have a beautiful brand new Lynx barbecue grill that is here from our friends over at Friedman's Appliance Center in Long Beach, California, that allowed us to borrow that for the night. And Friedman's, they've been great friends to us over the years. We've done a lot of cooking events over there, and actually have used their commercial kitchen to do just different filming things or whatever. So thank you very much to Mr. Bob Atkins and the folks at Friedman's for allowing us to have the barbecue tonight. So when we get back from our commercial break, we'll be kind of going over, we'll actually use the Vanna White, if you will, of Firehouse Chefs, a.k.a. Joey Bartuca, to kind of go over the nomenclature of the barbecue. And we do have some different wood chips that we can talk about. And then we actually have some great notes that Chef Don prepared. So when we get back from the commercial break, we'll have Chef Don kind of dive into those notes, and then we'll be able to answer any questions. We might have a phone call, possibly. No, it looks like...
no, wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Copy that. One of the things that we're going to get into, too, and before the commercial break, is there is a difference between barbecuing and grilling. A lot of people think it's one and the same, but if you mention the word, if you call it barbecuing and you're using a grill, people in the South or in Texas or where barbecuing is actually very, very big and prevalent, them are fighting words, So there actually is a difference. Grilling is more of a cooking method, and barbecuing is, think of low and slow, obviously, when you kind of think of brisket and those bigger cuts of meat. So we're coming up on the commercial break. You're listening to FHC Radio, 855-969-7268 on the Rant Radio Network. Don't burn anything down. Firehouse Chefs will be right back.
What up, foodie freaks? It's Chef Bev Lazo with the Culinary Trend Show. Join me and my brigade every Thursday night from 8 to 9 p.m. where we will be cooking up some crazy stuff that will give you the appetite for discussion. It's all about the good food, good friends, and good times. Only here on RantRadioNetwork.com.
What's up, everyone? Sports Guru here. Sick of looking at the same old boring websites? Well, check out thenewsportsguru.com for all the hottest trending videos and all the biggest sports news. Become a VIP for only $4.99 and get premium access to everything the Sports Guru has to offer. The beautiful gurus girls, all my biggest sports picks, and much more. So get off that porn site and check out thenewsportsguru.com.
The experts know that for pastry, Baker's Bodega has it all. Exclusive brands like Westco Bankmark, Satin Ice, and Pastry Pride. One-on-one day seminars for cake decorating and gelatin art. So for our service, wide range of ingredients and supplies, and for the low prices, Baker's Bodega has it all. But you don't need to be an expert. Baker's Bodega, 7869 Paramount Boulevard in Pico Rivera. Come, we're waiting for you.
Hi, I'm Alex Alanis.
And I'm Alonso Rodriguez.
And we are Real Estate Rant. Every Wednesday morning between 10 and 11 a.m.
here at the towers of Rant Radio Network.
No problems, just solutions. Be sure to call in with your real estate problems, rants, questions, or comments, and let us try to find you a solution.
Tell us about an experience, good or bad,
and finally bury the hatchet once and for all.
In the world of real estate, find a fresh perspective. There's a lot more than meets the eye.
Help us to ensure the public trust, one rant at a time.
We're the Brothers Bear Podcast Live, and I'm your host, Sanch, and I'm always joined by
Edgar, Carlos Medrano, and this is a show where we talk about comics, movies, TV, video games, stand-up, music, and many more geeky things. Catch us live on Rant Radio Network on Mondays from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m.
That's another commercial in the bag.
Welcome to Firehouse Chefs. I'm your host, Eddie Sell, and I will take you on a journey with America's chefs, firefighters, service industry professionals, and more as we discuss food, recipes, nutrition, and lifestyle topics. Stay tuned and enjoy the ride. Welcome back to FHC Radio. You're with your host, Eddie Sell, and Chef Don and Chef Joey, and we are joined today by Firehouse Chef's resident pastry chef, Kim.
Hello.
Welcome back, Kim. Again, you can call us at 855-969-7268. Remember that you can watch FHC Radio anytime after the show airs the following day and beyond to make sure you're caught up on all the episodes. Always go to firehousechefs.com for any info or any of the Firehouse Chefs social media. So let's get back into barbecuing. It looks like actually we might have a caller. We have a caller on line 1, Chef Don. Why don't we pick that up? Do we have a caller on line 1? Welcome to FHC Radio.
I think it's Vinny.
Hey, how are you?
Vinny, how are you?
Very good. I'm calling from Boston.
Oh, thank you very much for calling FHC Radio. We appreciate it.
Late out here, but I loved all the things you guys have got going on.
Oh, cool. We really, really appreciate that. How's the weather in Boston right now?
It's hotter than a witch's tit out here, I tell you.
Nice. I just felt that way in the studio here a few minutes ago. I was getting hotter than a whore in church. But in any event, so what else is going on, Vinny?
I'd just like to say thanks for all you guys doing, and, late out here. I was just baking some ribs, getting ready for tomorrow, and wanted to know if you guys had any tips or anything I could work on or things that I could do. I want to make it good for tomorrow. The boys are coming.
Yeah. we have lots of tips. I'm sure everybody here would have the ribs is one of those really, really funny things that pretty much every chef has their own trick, whether they like to boil them first or whether they like to roast them in the oven and then finish them on a grill and slap barbecue sauce on at the end. So any combination of the two, you're going to typically find people do. One of the biggest mistakes is obviously applying the barbecue sauce too early in the cooking process, where it actually just ends up burning, because of all the high sugar content within the barbecue sauce. So I could tell you that as far as irregardless of what method you choose to initially cook your ribs, applying the sauce is definitely one of the things that you want to do towards the end of your cooking. Would you guys agree?
Oh, yeah, because I was going to rub them, Rub them's always good. I was going to rub them first and then throw them on the queue tomorrow. You think that'll work? I mean...
Absolutely. Rubbing them is great, especially if you use the Firehouse Chef's signature spices, of course. We actually have some really, really good rubs. And, one of the things with applying a rub, you want to make sure that the proteins are very, very dry. So patting them even with paper towels before you apply the rub, and then just making sure that there's no moisture. And that really, really helps for the rub to actually penetrate into your proteins. Any other chefs have any other tips for Vinny?
Vinny, just remember, if you're going to put the rub on tonight, wrap them tight with plastic, put them in the refrigerator, but pull them out tomorrow. A good hour before you're going to put them on, you want to bring them up to room temp before you put them on. You don't want to be putting cold ribs on.
And, that's a great point, Chef Don, and that's pretty much with any protein. Anytime that you're actually going to cook anything, whether it's on a stovetop or on a barbecue grill, it's you need to actually have your proteins at room temperature, and that'll help. Basically what that does, it helps with even cooking, and it allows for the internal temp to be correct. So, yeah. What about you, Chef Joey? Any ideas?
If you got the time, if you've got the patience, smoking the ribs is always a phenomenal way to go if you have the proper equipment. We've got some good wood chips here that we're going to talk about later on, but the smoking the ribs gives it a phenomenal flavor. Depending on the type of meat you're using, it changes the whole dynamic of that meat and really livens it up. It's good stuff.
Yeah, actually, you know what? If you got some time, Vinny, we'll just cover that right now. Chef Don, do you want to get into some of the wood chips that you brought and some of the differences, obviously not only in flavor but what they might do?
Yeah, there's chips that we brought in. There's the small chips. There's cherry and hickory. If you're using pork, one of the things I actually like to use is applewood.
Yeah.
You think of pork and applesauce, smoking any pork with, take the chips, you want to soak them in water at least an hour before you're going to use them. If you can do it longer, that's a way to go. And there's a couple ways. Some barbecues actually have smoker trays that you can put the chips in. And if not, take some aluminum foil, make a tent, and put the soaked chips in. Put the foil right over the direct heat and leave the ends open, just like a little tent, and it'll start smoking. Close the lid, and the smoke will infuse into your meat. The big chunks that I have is chunk wood. That's actually what I use in my smoker. And sometimes, I can convert my smoker into, I'll actually use dry wood and actually use the wood to cook itself. So you're getting that not only the heat, but that infused smoke. And so you can, and whether you're barbecuing, which Chef Eddie said, low and slow, long time, we're talking hours on the barbecue.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Low temp, the highest temp when I'm barbecuing, the highest temp I've ever used is 225.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're grilling, and I think all the chefs here will agree, high heat. We're talking probably 500 degrees. We're talking your grates on your grill are smoking hot.
Mm-hmm.
If you're using lump charcoal, you got a red hot coal. Get the meat on, sear it, turn it. We're talking minutes, and that's true grilling when you get into school, when chefs teaching you what to do. So that's the primary difference between grill and barbecue. Is grill is hot and fast, barbecue's low and slow.
Low and slow, right. Exactly. Did some of that help you tonight, Vinny?
thank you. That was great. Exactly what I was looking for. And like I said, thank you guys. Great content on the net there. And I just want to say I appreciate you, everything you guys are doing. And sorry for your loss.
Oh, thank you very much. We really appreciate that, Vinny. Appreciate it. Yeah,
Thank you.
It's a little tough, actually. Today the show's kind of gone in some different directions because our hearts are heavy, and so we appreciate everybody's support out there. And I know that we've had a ton of support on our Firehouse Chefs social media stuff, and we can't thank everybody enough. I mean, it really, really means a lot to us for everybody out there to stand with us during this hard time, and remember all those that are willing to give so much for people that they don't even know, or for property that they'll never even see again in their life. So we appreciate that, Vinny. Thank you.
Okay, good night, boys.
Yeah, thanks for calling.
Good night, Boston.
Chef Joey, why don't we go ahead and utilize your lovely skills?
You got it.
Take off the headset. I should have actually just set you up right now, because you just would have walked right out over there. But anyway, Chef Joey's going to walk over to the barbecue grill right now, the Lynx barbecue grill that Friedman's Appliance Center in Long Beach was able to provide us with tonight. And we wanted to just discuss some of the nomenclature. So all the chefs that are seated here at the table, please, just literally kind of point some of the things out. A lot of it is common sense, but if we're kind of looking at sure. Whatever you grab, we can start. Nice. We can talk. Chef Don can kind of talk about it.
Nice veggie tray right there with a handle the handle will release when you're grilling your vegetables. If you look at the grates it's kind of hard, but if your grates are wide, a lot of your vegetables and stuff are going to fall through. So if you use a tray like that,
like I said, good looking, but Oh, anyways,
might not be good look. He might be good looking, but brightness is not what's there.
Oh wow!
All right, so
Joey,
you see
we
that?
love you. We love you.
We love you.
But but with the vegetable tray is, if you go all the way over to your right, there is a vegetable basket.
Yep.
Okay, and then right behind that is a nice tray that we use for grilling our stuffed jalapenos. And the biggest key is the long-handled tongs. Your barbecue is going to get hot. Make sure your tongs are long enough that your hand isn't coming over the heat, so you don't get burnt. I think that pretty much covers our. Oh, there's a nice little screen there, and that's my fish screen. And again, when you're cooking fish and you got the grates like that. And remember a key, oil everything up or use the spray. And when the meat is, any protein, when it's done, it will release. When it releases, it's ready to be turned. Got a nice basting brush, nice spatula. And again, Chef Eddie, a very key thing, know when to baste.
Right, absolutely.
Know when to sauce.
Right.
Because they're full of sugars and they burn.
Another thing that you could see that is right next to Chef Joey is the utensil box, and that's a barbecue set. You can find those at most stores these days, Target, Walmart, and then obviously your barbecue specialty shops would have them. Sur La Table or some of these other high-end places would have them. That's going to have, and you can notice the number one difference between barbecue tools and utensils compared to kitchen is they're all longer handled for obvious reasons, because of the heat. So just remember some of those safety precautions when you're dealing with hot charcoal or propane. These are things that actually, they can cause fires. They can hurt people. So you want to make sure that that you never, like Chef Don has right here in the notes, never leave your post, which is don't ever leave your post. It's very, very true. Or else next thing you know, you're going to have fire engines coming to your house. So make sure that you're always aware of your surroundings and all that good stuff. And that all the different devices that you have, gas grills versus charcoal versus ovens. A lot of the stuff that we didn't get to tonight or that we did cover, we're actually going to post also on our firehousechefs.com blog, and that'll be another good way for you to get additional information. Always remember, too, you can find anything that Firehouse Chefs is doing on our social media sites. On Instagram, Twitter, we are at Firehouse Chefs and also at FHC Food Truck. And under Facebook, you can find us at Firehouse Chefs and also at the FHC Food Truck as well. We are coming to an end of our show. Real quick, Joe, if you don't mind holding up this. Again, we want to drive everybody to the sites, the California Professional Firefighters, and also our social media. Never, forget those that had lost their lives on this recent tragedy in Arizona and beyond. We are truly grateful for their service, and we mourn you guys. We love you guys, and we appreciate everybody out there. Again, all your support through these hard times. Never forget these guys, okay? Because they totally care about you. Thank you very much. You've been listening to FHC Radio.
By visiting firehousechefs.com and rantradionetwork.com.